So the Black Star squad is out. We know the 27 players going to represent the country versus the Nigerian Super Eagles in that all-important clash in the World Cup playoffs. And we know that this is a do-or-die affair. The World Cup is at stake. $12 million is on the line also for the team that makes it to the group stages of the World Cup in Qatar later November this year. But today we're going to talk about the 27-man squad as I usually do. We'll talk about why some players were omitted as well. Some of you are asking, where's Jeffery Schlupp? Where's Alfred Duncan? Where are the likes? Where are they all? Well, LEEROY, OWUSU as well. I'll be talking about 3 players that missed out on the team and why they missed out. According to my colleague journalist Fen Twitter, he explained it in a Twitter space conversation that we had, and I'll be revealing all to you today. We're also going to talk about the debutants for the Ghana Black Stars team. Dennis Nkrumah Kosa is one of the only local players in the team from Accra Hartlepool playing at left back. We have 3 left backs in the team, quite interesting. So going to talk about the other 2 debutants, Elisha Owusu, who has expressed his happiness to be playing for the Ghana Black Stars, and also Dennis Odoy, who plays with Club Brugge in Belgium. Looked at his stats and it looks quite good for him. So we'll look at all that today. As usual, subscribe if you have not, click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we'll dive right into it and I'll give my general impressions of the squad. I'm excited by the squad. I like this team and I think they can compete with Nigeria. It's a fairly balanced team. I'll have some few reservations, however. First of all, the inclusion of Jordan Ayew. Yes, Jordan Ayew has scored 1 goal in close to 50 plus games. He is not the kind of player who, if he is injured, should be risked. COVID-19 is what he has, and that, according to reports, they are saying that he does not have any symptoms, so he might be available. Well, he still has tested positive for COVID, and we are treading along that path of Mobra Kwakasu at the African Cup of Nations. A player clearly who was not 100% okay was still included, and I feel it was a waste of space. It is looking like the same situation with Jordan Ayew. He's not in the mode of a player who we cannot do without, who is so pivotal to the team. We have to find space for him. No disrespect to Jordan, but he is not banging in the goals for the national team as you would expect him to. So I don't know why you would reserve or you would quote-unquote waste the space when someone who could be more capable can be included in the team. My thoughts on that. I'm also going to talk about the inclusion of 4 goalkeepers in a 2-legged game. I don't know the idea behind that. Probably Otuado will be the best person to answer that question, and hopefully on Thursday he will be queried on that, and we'll get a question on that front. But 4 goalkeepers actually is a bit too much for me for a 2-legged tie. Anyway, I don't have a problem with that. If that is what he feels will work for him, no worries on that front. 3 left backs, in my opinion, is a bit too much, causes some sort of imbalance in that defense. But Otuado is a coach, and as I said, since we do not have any reasons, I'm just questioning, and my thoughts is what I'm expressing here. Once we get solid explanations on his thinking in calling all these players, I think we will get a fair understanding of the team. I think aside those 2 concerns, 9 defenders have been called up. Nigeria have 9 strikers called up, so just to balance it out. But it is a fairly balanced squad. I like it. I think these boys can battle and beat Nigeria and make it to the World Cup. I like the team, I have to be very honest. Now let's look at the debutants, and then we'll look at the reasons why Jeffery Schlupp, LEEROY OWUSU and Alfred Duncan are not in the squad. Dennis Odoy is the first debutant I will look at first and foremost. He plays with club side Club Brugge in Belgium, formerly with Fulham, and I've been talking about him here in the performances of Ghanaian players abroad. He is of Belgian descent, has Ghanaian parents as well, and he is happy to be in the Ghana national team. Spoke about it, was quite surprised by the call up, and hopefully he wants to play in the World Cup. He says he could possibly be in the World Cup. Well, he has played 7 times for Club Brugge this season, all of them 7 start, 85 minutes per game approximately. He has scored 1 goal and kept just 1 clean sheet in those 7 games. Not bad. He is at right back and possibly will give Andy Adam a run for his money. I think Andy Adam has not been productive enough, and to maintain his position has been a travesty, to say the least. And we are happy that we'll see some fresh limbs on the right back. This guy is more of an attacking one. I would have wanted LEEROY OWUSU to be there, but we'll explain why he's not here according to Tahir Fentu. Elisha OWUSU, KAA Giant, he plays for also in Belgium. 17 games, 11 of them being starts, 57 minutes per game, no goals, no assists. He's more of a defensive midfielder. That is Elisha OWUSU. He plays with, probably will be competing with the likes of Partey, Baba Idrisu in that midfield, and I think he will be a substitute appearance maker for this team. Great to see what he can offer the Ghana national team. Midfield is not really a headache for us, but it has been a problem, especially at the African Cup of Nations when Thomas Partey served as the stinker in some of the performances, along with Baba Idrisu, who later grew into the games as they went on. So we'll see what happens on that front for him. He is making his appearance for the very first time and showed his excitement to having been called up to the national team. Talked about the time when he used to watch Ghana games with his family and is excited to be here. Dennis Nkrumah Kosa, Accra Hearts of Oak man, plays at left back and could be battling Gideon Mensah for that position, along with Montari Kamahine, the 3 left backs in the team. Dennis Nkrumah Kosa's performances this season in the Ghana Premier League is what has attracted him into the Ghana national team. He was the captain of Cape Coast Ebusia Dwarfs. His performances for Accra Hearts of Oak have brought him under the spotlight, and it is what has earned him this call up here. And now to the reasons why Jeffery Schlupp, Alfred Duncan were not included. First, look at the reason that Fentu gave for the exclusion of Alfred Duncan from the national team for this particular game. Let's have a listen to what he said.
Alfred Duncan's exclusion and blaming the GFA, we have to be honest. This is not the GFA or the coach's fault this time around. The player clearly feels aggrieved that he's played 9 times for the Black Stars in 11 years of top flight football in Serie A. He doesn't think that the nation has been fair to him. So he Aldo spoke to him for well over an hour, to be honest, in trying to convince him to come and play this particular match. And he says that he's not interested. So this is the truth.
So there you heard him there. Alfred Duncan does not want to play for the national team. Aldo spoke to him at length, close to an hour conversation, and he feels that it's a travesty that he has not been called up enough times in the national team since he has been playing top flight football in Italy for close to a decade, and he feels that it is an injustice in that respect, and he doesn't think Aldo can assure him that he will be maintained, or I don't know the full story. But people were saying that stinks of entitlement. No one is entitled to the national team. That is the truth. No one is entitled to be guaranteed a place in the national team. But Alfred Duncan feels hard done by. He feels he has not been treated right. He feels he will not play for Ghana. So no one can force him on that front. Jeffery Schlupp is also something similar. Let's have a listen to what Fentu said.
As well, his situation is very similar to that of Alfred. He's also gone through exactly the same thing. When he comes as in play, or he's never called up when he's in good form. So he also seems to have found peace without the national team. And I think it's got to a point where we need to start to do, and if the authorities haven't started already, that's a little unfortunate, but that self-introspection is very necessary. The Black Stars is no longer as attractive. And I think, especially on the African continent, it appears that national team football is fast losing its importance in the place of players, for example. For the people, for the fans like us and the journalists, it's still very important to us. For national team, for footballers, it doesn't appear that footballers are as keen to play for national teams as it was maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Jeffery Schlupp as well, something quite similar to Alfred Duncan's situation on that. He is reserved and doesn't want to play for the national team, reserved to the idea that he is overlooked most of the time when he's expected to be called up. Once again, some will say entitlement, but that is how he feels, and he feels that the national team he can't do without. And finally, LEEROY OWUSU has to do with some paperwork, but I'm getting the news that he was just not called up and the paperwork was not the issue, but this is the reason why Fentu gave.
LEEROY OWUSU, for example, they couldn't complete his documentation to switch the nationality, and I spoke to insiders at the GFA. That time the player has two thoughts, like he has two minds. When you're trying to do a nationality switch, sometimes the GFA, like the officials from the switching country, have to do their job, and then there are certain documentations that also have to come from the player and the player's camp. My understanding is that some of that information wasn't forthcoming, and so the filing and all of those things weren't done in good time for him to complete the switch. So that's not happened. And that's probably why
they heard him that LEEROY OWUSU's paperwork did not go through in time, and that is what is being purported. Until we hear something solid on that front, LEEROY OWUSU's situation is quite something that really hurt me personally. I liked what I saw in his clips and was looking forward to seeing that versus Nigeria. We'll get more clarity on why other players were not called up, but these are the reasons we got for the three players that LEEROY OWUSU, Jeffery Schlupp, and Alfred Duncan were excluded from the Ghana national team. Your thoughts in the comments box on everything I've talked about, my opinion on the national team and the call-ups. Let me know what you also think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the week.